Hi everybody, today I am taking a look at the Unbound Planner. Now this has been one that I have gotten requests to review for the past year or so. Like last year, people asked me to review it and it just didn't work out. And then this year people reminded me and asked me to review it and I was able to order it. Before I get too deep into this though, I will say when I went to the website to get some information for this video, it said that the planners are out of stock and that they will be restocked sometime in early December. So if you go through this whole video and you really like what you see and you want to get it, you'll need to sign up for their email list to get notified for the restocks. I would hate to show you a planner and then have it not be available for you to buy if you want it. This is their 2021 planner. This is one of their limited colors. It's lavender and it's a really like muted grayish lavender, which I just think is really gorgeous. The cover is like a linen kind of cloth feeling cover, and it has 2021 embossed on the front and then Unbound embossed in the side, and the back has nothing. Very, very clean looking, very, very like professional looking. The size of this planner is 6 inches by 8.5 inches by 1 inch. And I wanted to bring that up because this is the chonker, man. It's 1 inch thick. Very, very hardy planner. I bought this planner with my own money and the price that I paid for it was $46 plus $8.95 shipping. Feels like a hardy novel when you pick it up. So let's open it up and see. Now the inner cover is also like textured and like has the same kind of linen-y feel. It's cardstock or like thick paper, but it's got that texture on it and it's neat. It's not exactly the same, but it's very, very similar. And then we get to the first page and it says 2021. It gives you some spot for a nameplate and then the information at the bottom about the planner. Now, according to the website, this planner is 80 pound or 120 GSM paper. It said it has eco-friendly paper and backing. I'm assuming this is the backing, this situation. It runs from January to December 2021. I'm just looking at my info. I actually sort of prepared for this video. Who fucking knew, right? A year-long calendar at a glance. And then here is your table of contents. It tells you all of the stuff you've got in here. And it even gives you a little ooh, is this a sticker? Came with a sticker that says, "Here's to the journey." I wonder if it was supposed to be centered, because it's not. They also sent some other stickers and like a sheet of stickers to go with, and there's a roll of washi tape somewhere around here as well that I got in the box with it. So it says here, setting up your planner. Flip through your planner to get a feel for the flow and different layouts. Complete your self-reflection and vision board. Create your goals for the year. Fill out your goal timeline pages. Decide how you will use your year at a glance spread. Begin outlining your biggest goals and projects in the templates provided. Begin your monthly and weekly planning. Remember to consistently refer back to your bigger goals and incorporate them into your regular planning routines. For as much as I'm always like, oh, why do you include instructions on how to use the planner? Like, it's a fucking planner. Shouldn't it be obvious? But at least these instructions are clear cut, straightforward. There's no extra frou-frou bullshit. They're just like, okay, ding, 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 check these off. So I appreciate that, especially with as fat as this planner is. If they had included like 4 pages of how to use this planner, I would have been like, really? It's already 1 inch thick. Ooh, the stitching on this though. It looks like, I wonder how it is throughout the book. It looks like the stitching, let's see here. It's big stitching, but it looks like on some of the outer pages, I don't know if you can see this, but it looks like it's tearing a little bit here in the center. Let me see if I can zoom you in for this. You see how it's kind of like rough looking? I wonder if it's like that, like in other spots throughout the book. I'll have to keep my eye open. I imagine this is probably like a symptom or a side effect of it being bound this way, but also being so thick. We have the self-reflection pages. Imagine today is your 100th birthday. Should have been your 111st birthday because that would have been awesome. No. Your closest family and friends stand up to give toast. What would they say about you? So a lot of questions about like your core values, the things you love, the things that you struggle with, to self-reflect on to help you define your goals. I like this because it's like, okay, how do you spend your hours this week? What do you typically do, but what would you prefer to be doing? What's your ideal? And then it gives you some areas to rate: physical health, mental health, family, friends, career, finances, passions, and then 2 blank categories, which is another thing I appreciate. I feel like a lot of goal setting things like Cultivate What Matters, Moxie Life, all that, they give you all the categories. This one lets you add your own. I'm not hating on the ones that give you all the categories. I just think that that's kind of nice. And then here's a space for your vision board, and then a big empty page for your goal brainstorming. And it gives you some advice on that. Identify your themes, create your goals, and then make your goals specific, and then organize onto a timeline. I should also note these pages are numbered, and it looks like they give you 3 dot grid pages to work on your goal brainstorming. You probably can't see it. This is an exceedingly faint dot grid. Like, I don't even know if you can see it from this close up. It's very, very faint. I thought this page was blank when I first turned to it. Here is your goal timeline, and I kind of really like this spread. If I decide to keep this planner and use it, or if I don't, this might be something that I incorporate into my bullet journal. Like the power sheets have stuff kind of similar to this, but I feel like this specific situation here is just, I don't know. I've got some ideas. Anyway, this is your goal timeline. It says here, not all goals can be tracked the same way. The goals that repeat monthly, weekly, or daily should be grouped in these boxes: monthly, weekly, daily. But for your goals that don't make sense in these boxes, this grid is for you to list the goals that wouldn't be in these boxes and then just mark when you want them to happen. Oh, hi, Mark. Right, whether it's a goal you want to have happen in January or a goal you want to have happen quarterly or something like that. It says here this format will also help you balance your commitments over the next year. Each month you will revisit this layout to review your timeline and add your relevant goals to track. I like the thought process of this, even if I might not necessarily use the exact layout. So this next spread, did I mention these pages are numbered? These pages are numbered. I mean, that makes sense with the table of contents at the front, but I had like a early afternoon peppermint mocha, and I'm quite caffeinated right now. Future goals and dreams. Next year, 5 years, 10 years, someday. And then your 2021 overview, which is the boxes for each of the 12 months. And then here is your, god damn it, year to glance. Okay. I just last week reviewed the Hobonichi weeks and was like, year to glance, I would not be able to write in those columns. And like people in the comments made the point that it was probably for like Japanese characters and like shorthand and shit. And I get that, but like, dude, same here. Though some people did say they like to use boxes like this for habit tracking, and it suggests that up here too. But this is basically like a very, 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 very condensed year at a glance. Seasonal lists: winter, spring, summer, fall, and then a just blank list page. Probably maybe for like, you know, things you have to do seasonally. Like, I don't know. It's California. We don't have a lot of seasons here. Like fire season. Make sure to put the good filter in your house fan so that when you run it, it can filter the smoke out of your air. Sure. Here we have some pages to break down projects. This section has 3 different templates, 10 pages total, to accommodate your biggest goals and projects for the year. Integrate any specific subtasks you come up with into your monthly and weekly planning. So we have these pages, which give you title, start, and finish. And then you have 4 big boxes and then 6 smaller boxes to plan out your project for different sized subtasks. And it looks like you have 4 of those. Then you have this style of project planning that has title, start, finish, key milestones, complete by, and you have room for 5 of those. And then a whole dot grid section for notes and steps. And it looks like you have 3 of those. And then you have the goal breakdown: start, complete, description, be specific, motivation, why is this important, reward, celebrate success, how will I hold myself accountable. Then key milestones, incorporate these into your weekly and monthly planning, complete by, room for 4 of those. A little blank dot grid area for things to do in steps, and then at the bottom, an evaluation. This one I feel like reminds me the most of kind of how the power sheets are set up. And I feel like this one is this is the most structured, this is the least structured. So I guess maybe it depends on the project, which one you would like the most. It's funny, you know, as I'm looking at this, all I can think about is I need to hang on to this planner because even if I don't use it, there are so many different like kind of quote unquote templates in here that I might want to recreate in my bullet journal next year. Who am I turning into? And then we're into your monthly layout. And it looks like the month is all kept together, which is good. One of the things I don't like about some planners, and I know I saw it with the Hobonichi, and there was something else I saw recently. Maybe it's the Passion Planner. I don't remember. I don't like it when all the months are kept together and then all the weeks are together. I like it when you have everything for 1 month in one section. Does that make sense? Makes more sense to me. Anyway, so it's a Sunday start monthly calendar. It has New Year's Day and Martin Luther King Day. So there are some holidays marked, oh hi mark, in here. More vertical than horizontal boxes. Room for 3 in this month's priorities, 3 priorities, monthly goals and tasks, gifts and occasions, and at the bottom, a reminder to review your yearly goals and add repeating monthly goals. Another monthly spread. Ideas this month too: be creative and learn, be healthy, give and help others, take care of myself, be connected, have fun and relax. And then room for a monthly reflection, looking forward to and feeling inspired by, a positive change to work on, challenges to overcome, accomplishments and favorite memories, insights, lessons, and growth, and what to let go of. And then you have this blank page that's half dot grid, half lined. And then we get into the week. And so here's a weekly reflection spread. So it starts at the end of December. It says the date up here, this week's priorities, room for 3. Remember, review last year's progress, monthly goals, add repeating weekly goals. I wonder if it has the last year's progress on every week. No, it goes to last week's progress. So last year's progress is only on the new year week. Everything else is last week's progress. I wonder if last month's progress is the first week of the month. Let's look. Now I'm curious. No, this part is just review last week's progress, except for this first week of the month. Year. Fuck, I can't talk, you guys. Like I said, coffee. Room for 3 priorities, 6 weekly goals, things to do. I like this. Easy tasks, bigger tasks. Knowing how I am looking at my task list right now using the Alistair method and shit like that, I don't know if I would be honest. I might think I was being honest, but I might not be honest, because for me, it's not even like easy and bigger tasks. It's tasks I'm avoiding and tasks I'm procrastinating with, because there's always the thing I don't want to do, but I need to do. And then there's the things that also need to get done, but maybe don't need to get done first, but I'd rather do those than the thing I'm avoiding. And then at the bottom, we have daily habits. It fills it in for you with morning routine, but then you have room down here for another 6 habits, Monday through Sunday, acts of kindness, self-care. There's a lot of these little like brown dots that look like some sort of like ink splatter or something I've been noticing on pages. There's one here, someone somewhere else, because I remember right there. It's just, that's not something that would bother me, but I know I've seen other people get really upset when they see spots like that in their planner, so I'm just mentioning it. And then on this side, we have weekly reflection and notes, looking forward to, things to learn, challenges, successes, highlights, insights, and how to improve. And it's another like lined and then dot grid page. And then we have the vertical weekly layout. Here's a quote, because of course. Then we have don't forget, and then a meal planning area, which gives you room for meals for every day of the week. You have a spot for 3 priorities at the top of every day, or 3 something. It doesn't say priorities. I guess I'm just making the assumption that this is for priorities, since in the month and the weeks, there's a 3 priority spot. So I just am assuming it meant to be priorities. And then there's a spot for water tracking with 8 situations. There's also a little like heart rate and a little pill. I guess if you want to check off taking your meds, I would use that for blood pressure, but I'd need somewhere to put it in. And then you have a column, and then you have gratitude. This column is not wide enough for an EC sized, like the kind of quote unquote standard boxes, like the stickers I have from Chrissy Ann Designs that fit in my EC planner would not fit in here. And then at the bottom is a big box for gratitude. If I use this, I would probably cover that up and use it for something else, because it's just how I roll. One of the things I want to notice as I'm starting to flip through this week is that the book, it lies down flat, like the cover lies flat, but like in these early pages, like you have to train it down and it feels like it doesn't lie down flat really well. It feels like you really have to train it. And I can hear things like cracking. It requires a little effort to lie down flat. So let's flip through the rest of this. It looks like every week gets the 2-week spread. And there's a different quote every week. Also note that the weeks are Monday start and the calendars are Sunday start. Is there anything else to expect? And it looks like there's a mid-year reflection and an end-of-year reflection. I was wondering if there was going to be a quarterly reflection, but it doesn't look like it. It's the regular monthly stuff. But then we get to the center of the planner to the end of June, and we have the monthly reflection. What are your biggest accomplishments this year? Favorite memories? Are you progressing towards your goals? A bunch of stuff like that. And you fill all this out. It doesn't have a spot for you to refresh your goals, though, so you'd have to go back to the front to refresh if that's what you were looking to do. And then you get back into the rest of the year. So we get to the end of the year, which ends on January 2nd, like the end of the planner is January 2nd, and there's an end of year reflection. It gives you spots for your favorite memories, your achievements, the challenges, takeaways, blah, blah, blah. It gives you another spot to rate all of those categories, including a spot for the 2 categories that you added yourself. You get 6 pages of lined notes and then 5 pages of dot grid notes. And that's the end of the planner. And then right here, you have a pocket that I feel like, yeah, I could rip this super easy. It doesn't really open very well down here at the bottom. And it just, I feel like it's missing a little bit of glue or something right there. But there's a pocket here at the end. There's also 2 bookmarks. In this one, it's a cream colored one and a mauve. The colors are, and like this is super neutral. It's just grays. Even the black isn't super black. I would suggest if you are somebody who is more vision impaired, that this might be a hard one for you to work with. I love how neutral and like light everything is, how everything is kind of muted in terms of the grays that are used. But I also know that people who cannot see very well like it when they're what they need is opposite of my taste. And my taste is nice and light. I would imagine if you have some trouble, like if you're like have some impairment to your vision, that this would be a hard planner for you to use. The lying flat thing, like it's not terrible. I have seen way worse, but it's also like you got to put a little effort into it to get it to lie flat. I would imagine the more you break this sucker in, the more it would lie flat for you. This is nice and thick paper. The paper is white. I would suggest that it is has a little gray. It's not bright white. It's got a little bit of a gray undertone to it. For the pen test, I have a Pentel Klena gel pen, which is my current gel pen love. I have a Pitt artist pen, small tip for the felt tip pen. I have a mild liner, and I have a Tombow dual brush pen. Now going for the back, I can feel a little bit of the ridging from the gel pen. There's no ridging from the fine liner, and there is a very, 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 very light shadow from both the mild liner and the Tombow, but it's super light. No ghosting here. So nice paper. It's smooth paper. It doesn't really have a tooth to it, but it doesn't have that weird like satiny smoothness that some papers do. It feels in a lot of ways similar to the Archer and Olive paper, except not as thick. Like it's got that kind of smoothness to it. The Tombow on it does feel like it pulls a little bit of texture. Like it's not really pilling, but there's a little bit of texture right here where the Tombow was. Also kind of like the Archer and Olive. So very similar in tactileness, even if it's not the same thickness. Overall, I actually think this is a super cool planner. I would not imagine this would be a great planner to load up with stickers because it looks, like I said, it looks like there's already a certain amount of pressure or like tension on the stitching of the planner because of how fat it is and how thick the paper is. I imagine the more you load this up with like more stickers and things that would make it thicker would put more tension on it. And I don't know this for sure. I can't tell you this, but I would imagine that you would run a higher risk of pages falling out if you super loaded it up. But in terms of the actual layout of it, I think it is fascinating. It's basically like a combination of some of, like, it's not as hardcore of a goal planner as, say, the Moxie Life, where it combines being a planner and a goal planner, or the Power Sheets where it's just a goal planner. But it does have some really interesting pages. And like I was saying, even if I don't use it as a planner, there's a lot in here that I might adapt to my planning process in my bullet journal. So that's interesting. This one might get given away after I've taken some pictures of it, or it might not. I'm not sure. If I do any giveaways for 2021 planners that I've already reviewed, it's going to be in December. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I'd like to know your thoughts on this. To me, this is a really interesting planner, and aesthetically, I really like it. I really like the color on the outside. I like the feel of it. I like the feel of the paper. I like the colors of the fonts and the softness of the dot grid. I really enjoy this. I think for this size of a planner for me, I would almost prefer a horizontal layout because it would be easier for me to write than in a narrow column. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it in the comments below, as well as any planners you would like me to take a look at. Take care of yourself. Wash your hands. Wash your face. Wash your face. Put on sunscreen. Is this a skincare channel now? Subscribe, and until next time, friends, peace out.